Hey guys, welcome back to Draw Along Doodles with Walker. So it's that time of the year. We're going to create ourselves a little reindeer, and I went with Rudolph, but you might decide you like Dancer or Prancer and you want his nose not to be shiny and red, and that's totally fine. So I'm going to go vertical, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a triangle in the middle of my paper. It's going to be an isosceles triangle, which means that the two sides have the same length and the same angle. Okay. Now I'm going to come and I'm going to curve around that rectangle. So I'm going to give the head a little bit of a arch up here. I'm going to curve the edges of his head. And then as I come down, I'm going to curve the bottom as well. Okay. Now I'm going to come in and give him his nose. So I'm just adding an oval at the bottom of my triangle. I'm going to come and get a gentle line up to create a stripe of fur to help define his nose. And then, not quite halfway up the triangle, I'm going to come and give him two big round eyes. Okay, we need his ears. Sometimes people forget ears because they're working on antlers, but ears are very important. So a bump on one side from the corner of the triangle, a bump on the other side. Now, I'm going to come in and it's going to look a little bit like a Frito. So it's going to curve up as well, and then it's going to touch the other one. So curving and touch. Okay. Now we're going to come and we're going to touch the tip of that where they meet and curve it like a smile going upwards until it almost reaches the bottom of the ear. So I'm curving up like a smile till it's almost at the bottom of the ear. All right. So we've got the head. Now what we need are antlers. Antlers can be tricky sometimes because they need a width to them. What we're going to do is put lines to give it our path, and then we'll add width. So I'm going to start with two coming from about an equal place on either side of his head. Then I'm going to add a branch out, a branch in, a branch out and up, a branch out and up. Now, the way I'm going to come and make these wider is I'm going to go just like I was driving the perimeter, and I'm going to make like a little fence or a little moat sometimes, I like to say, around where I have drawn his antler path. Now, you can decide if you want it to be rectangular at the ends or if you want it to be pointy. But what I'm doing is I'm basically making a bubble around that so that it creates a width for my antler. So I'll come and do that on my other side. And I'm keeping in mind to try to keep them an even width. But if yours end up being a little bit different, just remember that a lot like our hair or our faces, they're not totally perfectly symmetrical. They are some variances in those shapes. Okay, fabulous. So now it's time for us to come in with our Sharpie. Get your nose first so that you don't end up accidentally going through it. Then I'm going to come and get his eyes. Oh, he's so cute. Now I'm going to come around and I'm going to get the top of his head. I'm going to come down to his nose. Then I'm going to come through the other side. Hopefully, as you've been doing this, you've figured out which way it's easier for you to draw a smooth line, whether you're one of those people who does really well going sideways or if you do really well going vertical. Whatever way really works for you, turn the paper that way. All right, I'm going to give him kind of this fluff in the middle where we defined his nose. And then I am going to come in and color his eyes. Now keep in mind, they shouldn't be the shape of a football like human eyes. These are going to be a little bit different. And it is a little bit cartoony. All right, when I come to Sharpie his antlers, I'm only going to do that bubble around the outside that I made. I'm not going to go and do the inside path. I'm just following that bubble I've got. Ha! And now I'm going to do the other side. After we finish sharpening, then you'll erase everything, and it will just look like you already knew how wide to make those antlers, which is fantastic. All right, here's our reindeer. Enjoy, guys. See you later.